that are coming up. But they haven't given us loads this time, but they've certainly given us a fair bit. I can tell you that there's not much going on in the world of wrestling. It's been a bit of a quiet day today. There's, again, a few little stories, but nothing major doing the rounds. Not really much coming out of NXT. Obviously, Zoe Stark turning heel at the end of NXT was a lot of fun. I can tell you as well, I do need to apologize. I recorded the NXT review, and I kind of sat here, recorded it. It went for about 35 minutes, went to upload it, and then realized there was no sound. In fact, I need to just double check the sound on this. Is there sound on this? Yeah, there is sound on this. I fixed this. So for some reason, my computer had completely unconnected my microphone, and I didn't realize. I don't know why. I have no idea why. There was no sound when I recorded the review. So when I played it back and saw that there was 35 minutes of me talking and no sound, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to bed. That's it. I was done with yesterday. I was done. So I ended up bailing on the review, which is a real shame. And I should have it, to be honest. I should be able to. I don't even know if I've still got it. I'll have a look and see if I can find it. I can show you the lost footage. Is it still on the computer? Hang on. Yeah, here we go. So that's playing the intro, right? Hang on. Yeah, lovely. Here we go. I've got. I can tell you, it's 38 minutes long. This is 38 minutes long. Look at this. Look, this is the lost footage. Nothing. Silence. Skip forward. Oh, hang on, there's a Thea Hale bit. Oh yeah. Skip forward. 38 minutes. 38 minutes. No flipping sound. So I was not a happy boy yesterday. I was not a happy boy. So I ended up bailing and going to bed. So, yeah. Eric said Sasha has been trending all day, but I doubt that she's coming to AEW. Yeah, I saw that she was trending, but to be honest, I didn't see why. And I saw John Cena was trending as well. And the only problem is when people are trending and you click on their names, you get just completely random tweets. So I couldn't actually establish why they were trending. The number of tweets was very, very low. It's not like, 30,000. It was like, I don't know, 1,900 tweets or something like this had mentioned John Cena. So I don't know. I was kind of like, I couldn't quite work out why they were trending. Someone mentioned, though, yesterday that John Cena apparently is going to be at WrestleMania. So I just sort of presume that might be why John Cena was trending. And Sasha Banks, she's got so many fans. She, I don't know, probably put some on Instagram and was trending. So you'll have to let me know if I've missed anything major. Hawkins said, hope you enjoyed my version of the Thea Hale t-shirt. I did indeed. Hawkins Jr. Anything that's going to involve Thea Hale, I'm going to enjoy. Do you know, I found out actually that she is on Cameo. I happened to go on to Cameo and I was looking on there because I didn't know who was on there now, because I know that WWE superstars are on there and she is on there. So I'm really tempted now to get like a Cameo thing and see if she would be willing to shout out like you lot. Hey Days, hey community, Thea Hale, your queen Thea Hale here. Oh my God, that would be so good, wouldn't it? Imagine if we could get her to do that. Hey Days, hey community, it's your queen Thea Hale. Thank you so much, guys, for all the support. I just want you to know I'm doing it for you. Yes, queen. So, that we might look into that. Although knowing my luck, the video will come back and it'll have no sound. So, Wrestle with Andy. Hello, bud. Hope you are well. That's the greatest piece of last wrestling media since Bret Hart and Tom McGee. Yeah. And just like Bret Hart, Tom McGee, it's been discovered, and there are rumors it's going to be added to the WWE network. So there we go. I just wanted to make people aware that I hadn't just been lazy and I hadn't done it or anything like that. I just completely messed it up, and then I thought, you know what, going to bed. So and then obviously when I got upstairs, like, well, there's no point doing it now, is there? So I ended up doing that Brave video instead. Been sat on that for a few days. It's been one that I've wanted to do for a few days, but as I mentioned yesterday, was like my mom's birthday, and I had a few things on and did a toy hunt, which should be dropping onto the channel soon. And then I can't remember what I did Monday, but I was pretty busy on Monday as well. So it's just been a weird few days, to be honest. So today was an opportunity to do that. So that was good. Got that done. And as we said, we're building towards AEW tonight. We might have a toy hunt tomorrow. I don't know. We've got SmackDown on Friday, UFC on Saturday, and I'm sure we'll do some on Sunday as well. So plenty on the way. But yeah, I've got lost. You're right, Wrestle with Andy. I've got so much footage. I've now got my own lost content section, which is very exciting. I think that's how you know you've made it, once you've got a lost content section. So, just Nick, hello, said 5 months and our love is going strong. Well, kind of hurts a little bit that you're claiming it's only 5 months of love when we all know that we loved each other long before that. It's just that it's only been public for 5 months. But hey ho, I'll play whatever game you want to play, just Nick. But I hope you're well, dude. I hope you've had a good day. Sasha Banks is going to debut in AEW, said Harden Music. Well, I certainly have not heard those rumors, to be honest. But she was trending. Hang on. If that's true, if I put Sasha Banks into Google, then it should bring it up, shouldn't she? Sasha Banks accused of trolling fans with AEW debut tease. Sasha Banks has been accused of trolling fans on her Instagram store. I was right. I had no idea that's what had happened. So she had put some on Instagram. Oh, I've got this wrestling thing sussed, I tell you. So she took to her Instagram stories this afternoon with 2 pictures to indicate that she is in her hometown of Boston. Okay, so clearly visiting Triple T. The site of AEW Dynamite at the Aganis Arena. Banks's post led to strong social media speculation that she was teasing her AEW debut tonight. While this fueled the rumor mill, Banks likely is not going to AEW anytime soon due to her status with WWE, of course. And even if she was signing with AEW, it's not likely that she would spoil it ahead of time. Banks and Naomi have been away from WWE since walking out in mid-May. There have been a lot of rumors and unconfirmed reports on their future. And while it's believed that eventually they will return to work for the company, nothing has been confirmed. Banks' second photo indicated she was at the arena or venue, was at an arena or venue of some sort. She captioned the photo with LFG. Let's effing go. Banks is being accused on social media of trolling fans, knowing what kind of speculation that would bring. Banks and Naomi were added back to the intro for Crown Jewel, but this was temporary and was reported to be the wrong intro used for the event. They were not included in intros that have aired since. I didn't even think to look at that. That's really interesting. Do you remember she was in at Crown Jewel, and I think it was Sean Ross Sapp that same night on Fightful Select came out and said, I've asked around and I've been told that it is a error and they've used the wrong intro. So yeah, I haven't been checking to see if she's still there. Apparently she's not, so maybe it was the wrong intro. Oh, amazing. We know that Banks has been in Mexico. Right, guys, this is what we know. For all you budding detectives out there, we know that she has been in Mexico, right? And other countries, right? Training with various wrestler friends. Okay, so jot that down. Banks also took to Instagram last week and teased something significant coming. There's no words on why Banks is in Boston. Why would she be in Boston, which is where she was born and raised, and I think it's where all her family still lives. So hard to work out these things. There's no word on why she's in Boston, but we'll keep you updated. Figure out this. Why would she be where she was born and raised and where loads of her friends are and where her family is? But we'll keep you updated. You can see screenshots of the aforementioned. Well, thank you. Thank you, WrestlingHeadlines.com. So there we go. That is Sasha Banks news. She is undeniably all elite. All elite. We're going to be getting the graphic tonight. It's going to be fire. Wrestling's going to blow up. It's going to be absolutely insane. Tony Khan is king. It's going to be a dub for King Khan tonight when Sasha Banks comes walking out. JP. Hello, JP. How you doing, dudes? JP Ville says, I can't handle another show without an MJF promo. I don't think you need to worry about that. I'm sure I read on the preview that you're getting one. A whole show feels like a ADHD fever dream besides him. Well, hang on. Let me just double check. So I don't want to say for certain that's what we're getting, but let's have a look. Let's go to the old window capture. Here it is. Yeah. Right, hang on. Let's make it a bit smaller. That's what she said. So tonight, we're going to hear from MJF. I mean, obviously, I don't know if it's going to be an in-ring promo or a vignette or how that's going to look. But we are going to be hearing from MJF. We've also got Britt Baker and Saraya face to face. I mean, we were meant to get that last week. And for some reason, Britt Baker didn't show. So they ended up moving it to this week. So I feel like they've already teased me with that. But hey-ho. We've got Jon Moxley. We're going to hear from Jon Moxley. We've got the Acclaimed and FTR taking on Swerve in Our Glory and the Gun Club. So we've got like an 8-man tag match going on there. Eddie Kingston against Ethan Page in the World Title Eliminator Tournament. I don't remember a World Title Eliminator Tournament. That slipped my mind. Have we seen a bracket for the World Title Eliminator Tournament? I don't remember that being a thing, but maybe they announced it and it just passed me by. But I can't remember a bracket. But either way, doesn't matter. We're getting a match in it. Eddie Kingston and Ethan Page getting that tonight. Skye Blue, look at a smiley face there. I'm so happy. Taking on Moody Hayter. Jamie Hayter against Skye Blue. So that'll be a pretty fun match. I always enjoy watching Jamie Hayter. Haven't seen much of Skye Blue. I don't know. It'll be all right, won't it? It'll be all right. And then we're getting Bryan Danielson, Sammy Guevara. 2 out of 3 falls. Now you can see Sammy going, what's that? What's that? He's bringing it back. What's that? And you can see that Bryan Danielson is not impressed with Sammy's attempt to bring back the what's that? That was so popular back in the day. Different time, different era. Haters from the UK. Listen, it's where all the haters live below. Yeah, it's where all the haters live, including myself. I include myself in that. Yeah, and wrestle with Andy. And here's the main hater. Here's the main hater. James, the main hater, Chadwick. Days Tony is promising a big talking point tonight. Or is he? Is he? Okay. Had a dream, I had a baby. Yeah, it's going to be that, innit? Tony is promising a big talking point tonight from tonight's show. All these promises that don't deliver. He's getting boring now. Well, listen, when The Rock comes walking out tonight, if you smell what All Elite is cooking, dun, dun, The Rock said, and he won't be able to call himself The Rock, will he? Because that's going to be trademarked. So, can you smell what the boulder is cooking? The boulder is here. Yeah, the boulder is All Elite. That'll be sick. Or maybe he'll just go with Dwayne. Dwayne is All Elite. And then he brings out Sasha Banks and Naomi. I mean, come on. That'll be a big talking point. Would you like to be a part of Judgment Day? No, thank you, Gordon. Thank you for the offer, but I'll pass, thank you. I would rather be in Damage Control. AEW needs a training center. What do you think, says Bilal? Yeah. Don't they sort of use the Nightmare Factory? Or they probably don't now that Cody's gone, in all fairness. But the Nightmare Factory was... a lot of the students coming out of there were being pumped into AEW. So, yeah, I haven't really thought about it since Cody left as to what that arrangement is now. But, yeah, they could probably do with one. Just Nick said they're in Boston, so it'll be the Boston Brawler. Oh, yes, the Boston Brawler. Natalie said Tony's announcement is that Vince has bought AEW. Well, listen, first of all, he needs to, put himself into some bad situations with hush money again. Who's he going to be taken advantage of now that he's not got his own company? So I can totally understand him wanting to get back into the game. And I'd imagine, all joking aside, he probably is bored. Do you know what I mean? He's just sat like Scrooge McDuck on a mountain of money, not knowing what to do. So, yeah, he might go up to Tony Khan and see if he can take over AEW. And then we could have a proper war. Imagine an AEW booked by Vince going head-to-head with a WWE that's booked by Triple H. That would be sick. That would be sick. So, yes, if it's anything less than that now, I'm going to be very disappointed. Very disappointed. JP said, is everyone in AEW just feuding with everyone else? I'm trying to think. I mean, like, you've got Saraya. We've spoke about this before, actually, about how they don't have, like, many stories that are, like, going on that people really care about. I mean, I feel like the Saraya Britt Baker story has got potential. I just think it hasn't quite got going yet. Maybe it will tonight. We have seen them brawl a couple of times, and it's weird seeing Saraya kind of getting physical with someone. But yeah, we'll get information tonight as to whether she's medically cleared. I can't see her turning around saying, no, I'm not. I can't. Why would she do that? Are you able to compete and wrestle? No. So I think she's going to say yes. And then I think we'll end up getting a match between those two. But I don't know. There's something weird about it. I don't know if it was because her promo was so bad. It was a bad promo by Saraya. I kind of feel like you only really get one chance at a first impression. And I think the first impression of Saraya was not a knock it out of the park impression. You know, her promo skills were lacking, to be honest. I mean, her delivery was okay, but the content was just, oh God, like it was really weak. And I think, like, considering like we'd built her up and the hype and everything, yeah, bit of a shame that, bit of a shame. So I think that's hurt the build for this, but we can get it back on track, and maybe we'll get it back on track tonight. So I feel like, you know, that's a story that's obviously worth keeping an eye on. Then you've got Swerve in Our Glory against the Acclaimed. It feels like that's coming to an end. So I think there'll be another match there, and then that should be done. So we've kind of got that going on at the moment. And then we've got MJF with his casino chip. He's trying to make a run towards the title. That seems to be the most gripping story that we've got at the moment. There is Bryan Danielson and Wheeler Yuta that seemingly have fallen out, but I don't think anyone really cares about that. And then, to be honest, I would struggle to tell you any other stories that are happening in AEW at the moment. If this thing really is right now being kind of really held together by MJF once again. MJF segments are the ones that I think people are most excited for. But I think Sammy Guevara against Bryan Danielson, 2 out of 3 falls match tonight, that should be fun. So looking forward to that. But yeah, it's you are right. It's not as strong as it should be. We've not got loads of great stories popping off at the moment for us to like really get invested in. It feels like they're just going through a bit of a rebuild, a refocus, a reset. What I would say, though, is you do have to cut them a bit of slack, because clearly they were meant to have the Young Bucks. Clearly we were meant to have Kenny. Clearly we were meant to have CM Punk. Clearly we don't have any of them. So as a result of, you know, I mean, we're talking big names there that have been missing for a while now, that are going to have completely changed some storylines around. You know, all of that is an issue, is a problem. So we're having to go down different roads. You've got Jericho doing his open challenge. I suppose you've got that where, you know, he's taking on former Ring of Honor champions. In fact, I'm surprised, actually, that we haven't got another one, him doing that again this week. I don't know if he's not on this show at all, so I don't know if he's just having the week off or something. But Jericho open challenges against former Ring of Honor champions. That's pretty fun. Obviously, Colt, and there was a big conversation last week in regards to Colt being the person to answer that. So I'm down for that. I'm really hoping we get to Nigel McGuinness. I really want Nigel McGuinness to be someone that answers that call. If Nigel comes down and has a match, I'll be very excited at that. All joking aside, I would absolutely love that. So yeah, you know, they are doing a few things, but it does feel like they're going through a reset, a refocus at the moment. Iania. I've gone with Iania. Iania says, I'm going to give AEW a chance. It's my first time watching AEW tonight. Yeah, I mean, look, AEW do some good stuff. Definitely. MJF, as we've just said, good stuff. Jericho going up against former Ring of Honor champions. Down for that. Gets a few faces on the show that we might not have seen before. Nigel McGuinness would be awesome. But there's certainly a few other people that could come in as well. We've had a look down the list and seen who they could go and get. So I'm into that. And obviously Bryan Danielson, it's always fun watching him wrestle. Jamie Hayter, people love Jamie Hayter. So seeing Jamie Hayter compete, that's always fun. FTR, the Acclaimed, the whole Scissor-me stuff. Which, if you've not been watching AEW, that might seem weird, but they're super over, and people absolutely love the Acclaimed and the whole Scissor-me Daddy and all that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of stuff that I look for, and that's the stuff that I'm into in regards to AEW. So there's definitely some good stuff in there, some positive stuff in there. WrestleSense said, "Hi Days, it's Blaze." Is it though? Is it? Because that's not his normal account. You hear the name Wayward Sons have been trademarked by the Bucks. No, I haven't, actually. Wrestle Sense podcast that claims to be someone else. I hadn't heard that, but shout out to you. Wayward Sons. Have to see how they use it. Obviously, they're coming back. We've been getting vignettes of the Elite being erased from AEW. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they come back and what kind of gimmick they come back with. I don't think they need to do the comedy stuff. I don't think they're needed for the comedy stuff. I think there's other people that can do the comedy stuff. I don't think we need that from them. I think they're fun on being the Elite. And I think it's got a place there, but I would like to see a more serious side to the Elite now. I don't mind them having a little bit of, comedy in there. I think that they've got that in their personalities, and you wouldn't want to strip it down and just make them completely like serious. But, oh my God, what's his name? Brandon Cutler or whatever. The guy that does the spread. How long have we been doing that? Like, he can do one. I've never liked him. I've never, ever liked him. I kind of feel like they're wacky dressing as well. I know they've been heels and everything, but I just think like there's a better way to present the Elite, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they come back and how they're being presented. Easy99 said Tony Khan's announcement is going to be that Nick Khan is his biological brother. I actually think it's his son. I think Nick Khan is Tony Khan's son. Tony Khan is Nick Khan's pappy. That's the big reveal. That is the big reveal tonight. David said MJF is going to be written off TV until the pay-per-view. He is currently portraying Lance Von Erich in the Von Erich movie Iron Claw. Oh, I didn't know that. Jim said, isn't Jericho fighting Chris Hero soon? Well, he should do, but I can't say I've heard rumors that he's going to. But yeah, that would be fun. What does Chris Hero do these days? He's not signed with Impact or anything, is he? In fact, I've just not heard of Chris Hero since he left WWE. I remember he was doing some stuff with NXT UK, and then he ended up getting released. And I mean, so disappointing that Cassius Ohno just never worked out. Cassius Ohno, for those that don't remember him when he was around the first time, was really the guy. He had matches and a little feud with William Regal, and it really felt like Cassius Ohno was going to go on to be a big thing on the main roster. Wasn't he originally a part of the Shields? I've got a feeling that he was originally in the Shields, and they took him out and replaced him. I don't know who with, maybe Seth or Ambrose, but they took him out and replaced him, and he stayed back in NXT. He did well in NXT, really well. He was like one of their bigger stars, but he didn't win the NXT title, but he was still like one of the big names down there, and it just seemed no-brainer. He was going to make it to the main roster, and he doesn't. He doesn't. He ended up getting released, but he was so good they brought him back, and then they just couldn't make it work, man. It just couldn't. I think his weight, as bad as it sounds, I think his weight became a problem. He really did balloon in size. He really put on a bit of timber, and the problem is that Vince just doesn't look for that in people. Didn't want that in people. Maybe he'd get away with it now. Maybe there'd be a way of him, finding a way forwards now, but yeah, I don't know what Chris Hero does these days. I'm guessing wrestle, but I just haven't seen him compete. It was Reigns, was it Reigns? He was going to be instead of Reigns. In my head it was Seth, and then I was like, no, I think it's Ambrose. Yeah, but there we go, it's completely wrong. I knew that he was meant to be in there, but I didn't know it was instead of Reigns. That's interesting. Learn something new every day. Keaton said it's harder to figure out why she is in Boston than to figure out who White Rabbit and Uncle Howdy is. Bilal said first time and second time when Reigns got injured, but instead Daniel took his place. It was Punk's idea. What's that got to do with my question? I am just asking. Who will win, Britt Baker or Paige? Gotta think Paige. Gotta think Paige, or Saraya, as she's known now. I gotta think her. If you're bringing her back to wrestle, would you bring her back to lose? Gotta think she wins. Gotta think she wins. I don't think she's going to be able to compete that often, though. I think it'll only be once in a while, but I don't know. I don't think we bring her back and then have her lose. I think she gets the dub, so I'll lean to Saraya. Miguel said Paige will win against Brits. Who's ready for CM Punk's return? That would be big news, in all fairness. Apparently, I'm told he's got big news tonight. That would be big news if CM Punk's coming back, so I'm not expecting it, but... the Wrestling World Cup is on Friday. Daz, it is so huge, mate. I heard that FIFA are actually thinking of cancelling the real World Cup because they are worried that they've now got to try and compete with the SmackDown World Cup. And so the whole World Cup in Qatar is now just completely in danger because of SmackDown having their own World Cup. I mean, how are they going to compete with the SmackDown World Cup? It's a big competition. The wrestling world is buzzing about it. The excitement is through the roof for the SmackDown World Cup tournament. I think the winner gets a shot at the Intercontinental Championship. So I think they announced that's going to be the prize. I mean, look, all joking aside, it's not a bad idea, is it? It'd be pretty fun. Find a new opponent for Gunther that way, and yeah, you know, it means we can have some matches that matter. There'll be some matches that you know, are probably not the most exciting competitors, but at least we know that the winners are going to go forward in a tournament, and so I don't feel like I'm wasting my time watching the match. So yeah, I'm all for it. I think we need to make sure we're not overdoing tournaments though, because I think King of the Ring, there's a chance that could come back next year. And I want that to feel pretty special. I want it to be huge. I've said before, I think King of the Ring and Queen's Crown, they should feature every male and every female on the main roster, except for whoever is WWE and Universal Champ or whoever is SmackDown and Raw Women's Champ. Outside of that, mid-card champs, everyone should feature, and it should be a massive tournament, and then like the semi-finals and the final take place at the King of the Ring, Queen's Crown tournament. And you think that could be awesome. Like, make it massive, make it matter, give the winners a title shot. So if you are going to go big with that, then I think you just have to be a little careful with how many. I mean, obviously, doing a few a year is not a problem. But, you know, if you've got a World Cup this year, and, you know, if you're then going to do another one for another championship, like further down the road, like, I think you just need to be careful we don't overdo tournaments. But, yeah, I'm for it. But I'm definitely for King of the Ring getting its own pay-per-view once again next year. Braden said, I'm not a soccer guy, so I hope that WWE World Cup shuts down the actual World Cup. Oh, my God. The World Cup, WWE's World Cup is bigger, says Bilal. Yeah, straight up. Jim said, the G1 has got nothing on the SmackDown World Cup. I heard that New Japan are thinking of shutting down the G1, Jim. They looked at the SmackDown World Cup and thought to themselves, we can't compete with the prestige. We can't compete with the honor and the prestige of the SmackDown World Cup. So, yeah, wave goodbye to the G1. That's done. That's dead in the water. That's yesterday's news. Things move forward, yeah? Stop staying in the past, Grandpa. It's all about the future, and the future is the SmackDown World Cup. Keaton said, who is your favorite in AEW? I would say my favorite is, in the women, honestly, Jamie Hayter. I really enjoy watching her. I feel like when I watch her, I'm watching a future women's champion, someone that's going to have an incredibly bright future, someone that I think is going to be in the business for a long, long time. I think she is very crisp, clean. She doesn't like botch all the time. Her striking looks good. Her selling is good. Her timing is good. Everything about her work, I mean, there's not really anything you can criticize when it comes to Jamie Hayter. She's a good talker as well, confident on the microphone. I think putting her with Britt Baker, I'm going to give Tony Khan some credit. I think that's worked out fantastically. I think it's been a brilliant move. You know, if you think there's lots of ways you could have used Jamie Hayter, I think what they've done with Jamie has worked and has been brilliant. So I really enjoy watching Jamie Hayter. So I would say in the female division, it's her at the moment. In regards to the guys, I mean, MJF segments are unmissable. MJF has got to be in the mix. And I would say Bryan Danielson. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've got a group of people, including Serena Deeb, including the Acclaimed. Love the Acclaimed. So I would say the Acclaimed are my favorite tag team. Love FTR. I mean, honestly, they've got a core group of people. Great. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, I do think that they have got a great roster there. It's just, it's a bit bloated with just some talent that's not really that talented. So I don't know. I feel like they could definitely lose a few people, replace a few people. But I do think there's a good core talent pool within AEW that I enjoy watching. I'm going to go to Full Gear, says Samuel. Have fun, dudes. Have fun. Let's try and blast through as many of these as possible. If you can change 3 talents between AEW and WWE, who would it be? Okay, MJF. Jamie Hayter and the Acclaimed, right? I would swap Xia Li. I don't give a flip about Xia Li. Xia Li can go. I would swap. I mean, do I have to benefit both companies? Because I'm just trying to take the best talent and chuck them into WWE, to be honest. I don't think that I would this wouldn't benefit AEW. I would just be taking their best talent and throwing it in WWE. So I'll take the Acclaimed and switch them with Los Lotharios. I'll take Jamie Hayter and swap her with Xia Li. And I'll take MJF and swap him with... who doesn't get you? I was thinking someone like Shelton Benjamin. That's not a bad trade, actually. Well, it is, but it could have been worse. But yeah, I don't think WWE have got any plans for Shelton Benjamin. I don't think the Hurt Business are getting back together. So maybe I'd switch it with Shelton Benjamin. I haven't totally messed them up there. I mean, WWE definitely win that trade. But as I said, I wasn't trying to benefit both companies. So I would love to see those guys go over. I think the Acclaimed work in WWE really well. They would have to PG a little bit. I don't know how the scissoring stuff would go down, to be honest. But I think the rap at the start would work. Their cheeky attitude would work. Triple H is looking for credible tag teams. They're absolutely that. So they're a credible tag team, cheeky, funny. They've got personalities. They're kind of, they're a little bit sports entertainment. Do you know what I mean? So, but the problem is the scissoring stuff might not work. And that's a big part of their gimmick. But I reckon they're good enough to come up with something else that's cheeky. But maybe just not quite as cheeky. But so I would take them. MJF would definitely work, but again, he'd have to tone it down. And Jamie Hayter's just brilliant. She would be the most seamless person to go over. So yeah. Super Bowl or WrestleMania? What's bigger? In America, it would be Super Bowl. Around the world, it would be WrestleMania. Brandon, shout out to you, buds. Brandon English says, Days, are you a fan of AEW? Yeah, I wouldn't watch it if I wasn't. If I wasn't a fan of AEW, I would not sit here every Wednesday doing the watch along for it. Because honestly, I could just do videos about WWE instead. It's, I think, definitely not my favored promotion, though. The way that I used to answer the question was that, well, both WWE and AEW have both got strengths and weaknesses, and that is true. I was telling the truth when I answered the question that way. But I started to think about the question a different way. And the way I started thinking about it was, well, if you could only watch one going forward, what one would you watch? And there's no question it would be WWE. And the reason for that is because, I mean, I've grown up with it. It's a promotion that I feel like I know maybe better than any other organization in the world. Like, I know where their head office is. I know where their performance center is. I know how their training setup is. I know their history. I know when they started. I know, like, you know, the who's in charge of it, the lineage of all of that. I know their biggest moments, their most successful periods, their most controversial moments. Like, I know more, and I'm sure you know all of that stuff as well. Of course, it's that's not a brag, but I'm just making the point that, you know, for a company that's been around since the 60s, and you can trace it back even before that as well. I don't know of another company I know that much about that's been around for that long. And so, like, yeah, I've just got that connection. Well, we've said many times, haven't we? Like, there's been so many Raws and SmackDowns that have absolutely sucked. And I've done watch-alongs where people in the chat have been like, why are we watching this? Why are we watching this rubbish? And you just come to the conclusion that, well, they've just got, you know, that's it. Do you know what I mean? You just constantly live in hope that the show is going to improve. And in all fairness, under Triple H, it has drastically improved. So it's a lot easier to watch now. I mean, there's way more good shows than bad shows that WWE are putting on these days. But we've just been through a horrible period of lockdown, and where the shows were really substandard, and understandably so, because there was no crowds. You couldn't have surprises. Everyone was social distancing. The fact we got shows at all is a minor miracle. So I'm not moaning about it, but I'm just saying that we've watched a lot of bad WWE shows, and we do it because they've got us, and we're the hardcore fans, and we ain't gonna go because we know that even though it sucked this week, next week could be brilliant, and next week you might get The Rock, or you might get Hogan, or you might get Stone Cold, or you might get an NXT call-up, or you might get a return, or you might get a killer new story that starts, or you might get Swerve and someone turns heel, or, you know, anything can happen. That's the great thing with WWE. Anything can happen at any time. And I suppose it's the same can be said with sport as well. You know, anything can happen in football, anything can happen in cricket, in rugby, in whatever sport you enjoy, ice hockey. You know, the game can turn in a moment's notice. And the same is true with wrestling, of course. Maybe even more so with wrestling, because it's scripted and they can do whatever the flip they want. So, that's how I answer that question now. But in regards to AEW, do I enjoy AEW? I do. As I said, really love Acclaimed, really love Bryan Danielson, really love Jamie Hayter. Big fan of Serena Deeb. She has fallen away a little bit. I don't think she was as good as she was maybe a year or so ago. But still, you know, I'm quite happy to watch her matches, and I think she's still one of the best in-ring competitors that they've got. So, yeah, look, there's definitely things on the show that I enjoy. What I do find, though, is that parts of the show definitely frustrate me. I definitely get frustrated by some of the things that AEW serve up. And I suppose, like, you know, I need to, I don't know, at times maybe cut them a bit more slack. because any promotion that's only been going for about 3 years is going to have missteps, aren't they? Any promotion that's only been going for 3 years. Tony Khan, I know that we, joke about him and his booking and all that kind of stuff, but considering he's only been doing it for 3 years, he's done some decent stuff as well. So, do you know what I mean? We have to cut him. I suppose I need to cut him a bit of slack. It's just, I suppose part of the problem is that this is maybe the biggest threat to WWE. And I'm not looking for WWE to have a threat, but you just look at some of the stuff that happens in this show, some of the booking, like the fact that every match has to have a brawl after it. And you just go, why? Why does every match have to have a brawl after? Why do we do that all the time? Why do we do that? Why do we do some of the booking that we do? But again, they're still young. You forget how young they still are. They're only 3 years old. They're only 3. Like, what was WWE doing in, I don't know, 1965? Do you know what I mean? What mistakes were they making? So, yeah, I do enjoy them. But they do frustrate me at times as well. David Walker says, oh, yeah. David Stoke Walker, my favorite of all the David Walkers we've got in the community. Shout out to you. Hope you are well this evening, my friend. We are 8 minutes away from AEW. David celebrating that fact with an oh yeah. So yeah, David, shout out to you, dude. James as well. Shout out to you. Hope you're getting excited for the World Cup. It's James, am I right? Is it the England team tomorrow? England announced their 23. I'm sure we said it was Thursday. So I am excited, if that is true. Oh, I'm so pumped for the World Cup. I know this is an AEW stream, but let me just take 20 odd seconds to say we are doing on this channel 40 plus matches from the World Cup. 40 plus matches from the World Cup. The World Cup will have 64 matches. There's some lowdown matches, like, I'm not going to name the teams, because when I name the teams, people go, oh, I love that team. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Jim. So I'm not going to name the teams we're not doing. South Korea. Nothing personal to South Korea. It's just I don't think we have many South Koreans that join us, or people that are that bothered about South Korea. So, but we're doing all the big games, 40-odd games out of 64, the final, the semi-finals, the quarter-finals, all of the round of 16s, all of the final matches of the group stage, most of the group stage matches. Any matches we're not doing are just the rubbish ones in the group stages. So, yeah, super, super excited. And I think the England team announced their team tomorrow. Yeah, England tomorrow. England today. Oh, yeah, today. You're right. It's at the time of recording this, and I'm not even recording this. We're live. We're 54 minutes into Thursday already here in the UK. So, yeah, later today, England announced their 23 heroes. All of them heroes that are going to go to the World Cup. They're going to bring it home. It's coming home. It's coming home, guys. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home. Ugh. Time to dream. Time to believe. England versus USA as well is one of the games at the World Cup. We're in the same group, England and USA. So that'll be good. That'll be fun. You don't worry, my American friends. I am not someone that partakes in the banter. So it will be relatively banter-free. And there will be no gloating if England are victorious. And I expect no gloating if it's the other way round as well. Yeah, just letting you know. So yeah, we're doing that game. I'm excited for that. Brandon said, what are your thoughts on a lot of WWE stars going to AEW? Love these streams. Huge fan. Thank you, Brandon. What are my thoughts on a lot of WWE stars going to AEW? My thoughts are that I don't think it's a problem, or I didn't think it's a problem, But I think you have to listen to the fans. And I think there's a lot of fans now that are saying that it's a problem. And so if you've got a lot of people telling you it's a problem, then it has to be a problem. But I do understand where Tony is coming from, because I think if you bring in WWE stars, they are big brands already. You know, you bring in Samoa Joe, he's got how many years of building a fan base? I mean, he was in Ring of Honor, he went to WWE. All of that time is building his fan base. He's getting fans of his work. He's getting name recognition. So, you know, you can go and get Joe Bloggs from the indie circuit, who's going to have a couple of hundred fans, or you can get Samoa Joe, who's going to have thousands of fans, and people are going to know his name. And, I mean, I think we can all agree Samoa Joe can go in the ring. It's not like he can't work, right? I mean, it would be different if we were just signing wrestlers from WWE that were broken and were no good and, you know, weren't really doing anything in the ring. But they're bringing in people like Andrade, and they're bringing in people like Rusev, Miro. They're bringing in people like, as we said, Samoa Joe. You know, these are people that have still got something. Cesaro. I mean, Cesaro's fantastic in the ring. Cesaro absolutely has got something that he can bring to a company like AEW. So I don't know, I'm always really torn on this, because I must admit, if I was Tony Khan, a lot of these names are people that I would be looking to sign as well, because they tick the boxes. They can go in the ring. They're good in ring workers. They've been in the biggest company, so they've got big brands and big followings. Well, yeah, why not bring that into AEW? You know, they can do it in the ring, and they can carry segments. They can help get other talent over. Look at how they're using Bryan Danielson. You know, they've put Wheeler Yuta with him. He's worked a program with Daniel Garcia. Like, they do try. Like, look at Sting partnering him up with Darby Allin. Like, okay, that went on too long, but they are bringing people in and trying to find a way of using their star power to bring through, like, some of the homegrown talent. You know, we've seen CM Punk in a feud with MJF, for example, and, you know, that was great for MJF. That was a big spotlight for MJF. Like, I don't know. I just think, like, if you didn't have these names, if you didn't have Bryan Danielson, if you didn't have CM Punk, what would the ratings be? What would the ratings be? And who would MJF be facing? Would you be as excited to watch MJF take on Joe Bloggs as you was MJF against CM Punk? So I do understand, like, you might look at some of the names and go, do we need them? Do we need them? Like, I get that maybe at times we've gone too far and we've maybe brought in too many people. But don't forget, WWE have just released a ton of people. So as people became available, I mean, I would sign Aleister Black. Aleister Black got released. I would definitely take Aleister Black. I mean, I can't explain how they used Aleister Black, because I think the way they used them sucked with the House of Black, and then not really using them in any meaningful feuds. So I think that was a bit stupid. But I think the way they've used FTR is all right. I think that they've been, you know, look how over they are, right? Now you can argue they got themselves over, but they're still over. So, you know, I think that they have done an all right job there, decent job there. I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot to get excited about with a lot of the names that they brought in. But I do agree we maybe went a bit too far at times with like the amount that we brought in. And it's got to the point now where people are saying it's a problem. So if your fans are saying it's a problem, it's a problem. Right, Dynamite is beginning. Would you have Bray wrestle Undertaker? No. Nope. Undertaker's done. Honestly, WWE is where you go to not do death-defying stunts and crews getting over with sponsorship. You work towards WWE. That is why I don't get NXT being developmental. Says William. William, hello. Hope you are. Punk elevated MJF hugely before I didn't really care for him, says Bilal. Right, we've just got Saraya sitting down. We're going to see Britt Baker and Saraya face to face. We're going to be seeing Sammy Guevara and Bryan Danielson. 2 out of 3 falls. Gun Club. Swerve in Our Glory taking on the Acclaimed and FTR. That's coming up next, apparently. Here come the Guns. Are they just known as the Guns now? They're not known as the Gun Club. Right, we're going to be starting off with... Yo, now listen. Going to be starting off with those guys. Here's the Guns. It is the Guns. The Guns. So, the Guns making their way down. So, we've got the Guns and Swerve in Our Glory. They've already started teasing the split. I think, didn't Keith Lee have a word with Swerve saying that he's noticed that he's been cheating? And we had Rick Ross backstage. So, we've got Guns, Swerve in Our Glory versus FTR and the Acclaimed. There we go. Viewership prediction 931. Yeah, I can go something along those lines. 900 and something thousand. I can go with that. Big boy Dally, hope you're well. Jilly said the Ass Boys. David said Ric Flair is coming back. Woo! Right, here's Swerve in Our Glory. They have NWA and New Japan Pro Wrestling and a massive list of indie promotions. Alexis says allegations, Days. Just allegations. What are the allegations? Swerving her Lady Garden. Oh, I'd love a swerve in her Lady Garden. Right, here's FTR. Top guys making their way down. Great reaction. They are the Ring of Honor, IWGP, and AAA Tag Team Champs. They've had a busy 7 days, apparently. Dun, dun. Oh, wow. He just... What's going on? Dax has just chucked all 3 of his belts on the ground. Dax just went to the fans and was like wanting to hear the fans, but he chucked his belts on the floor for some reason. I thought someone had said something and he was going to go off. Looked like someone had said something. I think he was just in the moment. Here we go. You're about to take more L's than Tom Brady. I'm going to make you say sorry like Kyrie Irving. I don't know these references. Herschel Walker. Is he in The Walking Dead? Kyrie Irving, I think, is a basketball player. Billy Gunn's come down. Hang on. Love the Acclaimed entrances. I didn't get them, though. Take more L's than Tom Brady. Tom Brady's got more dubs than he. Isn't Tom Brady like Mr. Dub? Isn't he the dub man? Billy Gunn is being told to leave ringside. FTR needs some scissoring. Kyrie was forced to apologize over some tweets. Oh, okay, thank you. Bahamas, shout out to you. Eric said, the Acclaimed can't rap. Kane said, what legend would you have Bray face at WrestleMania 39 if Randy isn't back in time for a feud? Who would I have Bray face? I don't know, to be honest. Difficult. I wouldn't do Cena. We've done Cena twice now. So I wouldn't go back with Cena. It depends what feud he's in, doesn't it? Depends what feud he's in. I think people might not like it, but I might do Goldberg. And the reason why is because I think he needs to get revenge for that loss. So I think the backstory and telling that story would be really interesting as part of the builds. I would love to hear from Bray what that loss did to him and how really that loss really helped to derail the Fiend character. I understand that the next night after that loss, he went straight into a feud with John Cena, which, I mean, you know, there's no shame in that, of course. But the only problem was that we hit lockdown and we hit a very strange time. And then, of course, we ended up with the Firefly Funhouse match, which is very bizarre. Some people love it. Some people don't like it. I think people are split on that. So, I don't know. I feel like that's it's just a weird time, innit? It's a weird time. It's weird. So I feel like Goldberg might not be the most exciting of opponents, but I think the build could be very, very interesting. And I've said before as well, if you think about Bray, we went through all the WrestleManias. I think he's yet to have a win at WrestleMania. Like, he lost to Cena. He lost to Undertaker. WrestleMania 36 Firefly Funhouse match. I haven't got a flip what you count that as. Right? If you want to class that as a win, fine, but I feel like Titus O'Neil after when he went, what have we just seen? So, I don't know. I think if you count it as a win, I think there has to be a giant asterisk next to it. I think he needs a win. He just needs a proper win. A 1, 2, 3 in the center of the ring. He needs to banish the Goldberg ghost. And he needs a win at Mania. He definitely needs revenge against Goldberg. And if he's not involved in a feud and there's no one like logical for him, do Goldberg. Do Goldberg. 'Cause it's still a big match. People know who Goldberg is. So it'd still be a big match. Super kick. Goldberg needs to be squashed by Bray, said Oration Minds. You could do some really fun stuff with that. And certainly more the build. I feel like Goldberg's not very cooperative. I feel like he'll take the L, but he probably will want to get a bit of offense in as well. I don't know that he'd be willing to be squashed. I don't know. He might just refuse to do it, to be honest, at this stage of his career. So, I don't know. I feel like Bray would have a lot more control over the builds rather than the match. But I think, you know, he would need assurances that he'd be getting the dub this time. There's no way he can lose at WrestleMania this year. Come in. Acclaimed and FTR are face-to-face in the ring. They're obviously on the same side, but they're teasing a little bit of dissension. Oh, FTR are putting their hands out. They want a scissor, and there is some scissoring. 10 minutes in, we've had a little bit of scissoring between the teammates. Is someone going to scissor Aubrey Edwards? Aubrey's in the ring. Why is no one scissoring her? We've got Dax on the outside. Straight to the back of the head of Keith Lee. Keith Lee being taken over to the ring. I think Billy and the Ass Boys are in cahoots. Billy is going to cost the Acclaimed. Oh, not Daddy Ass. Not Daddy Ass. Strike there by Dax. Love FTR and the Acclaimed. You spoke to Indies and NWA going to an AEW system works. Can't be said for WWE to AEW, says William. Easy99 said if Triple H was booker of AEW and Tony Khan was booker of WWE, who would be the champions of both? Oh, I've got to think Roman would still be champion. I mean, he's got the promo skill. He's got the look. I've got to think that Roman... I feel like Roman is in the mix in any era. You could put Roman in any era. Put him in the Attitude Era. He's a top guy. I can't say that he's going to be bigger than Stone Cold or The Rock, of course. But I feel that he is... I feel like Roman is very comparable to Triple H. So if you look at Triple H's success, I feel like Roman is a modern day Triple H, is that kind of level. Arguably bigger than Triple H, because I think Roman's main evented WrestleMania more. Certainly had a longer title run than Triple H. So you could make an argument that he's bigger. But I don't know if Roman... I don't think Roman has shifted the merch of a Stone Cold, you know? So I feel like if I was to benchmark Roman, I'm benchmarking him really against Triple H, maybe just having him ahead. But Triple H was a big deal in the Attitude Era. So, like, that gives you an idea of how Roman would have done in the Attitude Era. And I think Roman would have been a top guy during Hogan's run, but I think Hogan would have got the nod. I think Hogan would have still got the nod, but I think Roman would have been right up there with, like, the Warrior. I feel like Ultimate Warrior and Roman Reigns would be comparable. But I think they might still have just given Hogan the nods. To be honest, I think it's really interesting as to where Roman ranks amongst the all-time big names. I think for me, I'd put Stone Cold Hogan ahead of him. I think Roman's ahead of John Cena. I think he's very comparable to The Rock. It's hard to know. I think he's ahead of Triple H. And I don't know. I don't know if he's ahead of Bruno. Roman Reigns, though, I think I'm quite comfortable in saying is top 5 when you look at the big guys, you know? And as a result, I've got to think Tony would book him. Tony surely wouldn't be blind to that. So I feel like Roman would be a top guy. I think Tony would probably have maybe like AJ, though, as a top guy on the other show. I feel like AJ is someone that's just not being booked to his potential. Like, I feel like he is one of the biggest, best wrestling talents. I think he likes legitimacy, Tony. So I could see Roman being a champ on SmackDown, AJ being a champ on Raw. In AEW, I think it would have been CM Punk. Now I think it would be MJF. I think Triple H would go with MJF. Man United Hodge, shout out to you, buds. We've got the Guns looking for the pin and the Acclaimed making the save. Man United Hodge said, when do you think Swerve will turn on Lee? And do you think Omega and the Bucks return tonight? I think Omega and the Bucks could return tonight. Apparently, there's going to be a big talking point tonight. According to James, he saw that there's a big talking point that Tony has been promoting. So, yeah, we've obviously had a couple of weeks of those vignettes. So I think there's definitely a chance of that. When do I think he turns? I think they've got a title shot first, haven't they? So I think Keith Lee and Swerve are going to be taking on the Acclaimed. And then I think after that, that's when you see the turn. So I think the turn is on the way. I don't think it's going to be too far away. I think they've been planting seeds for it. But we need to get that title match out the way first. Right, we've got the Acclaimed and Swerve in Our Glory in the ring at the moment. Keith Lee picking up Bowen. Bowen's into Caster. Oof. Powerbomb. One member of the Acclaimed into the other. Lovely tag team work. Swerve in Our Glory looking pretty good at the moment. Swerve going up top. Oh, God. Multi-person. Hate that spot. I don't care what company does that spot. I hate it. I hate it when someone jumps onto a load of people on the outside and they all fall down. I wish the crowd would stop oohing and ahhing at that spot. I think it's just natural reaction, isn't it? To go, ooh, because it's a big spot. But if that spot started to get no reaction, if the crowd just stayed silent when they did that, I think they would soon stop doing it. Big suplex. We get another person. Yay! We get it again. At that time, though, was a little different because it was actually a suplex to the outside, and you don't really see suplexes to the outside. So in that case, you did need some people to break the fall. So, yeah. We got it twice. It was so good. We got it twice. Right, we're underway. We've got one of the Guns in the ring with Dax. Classic, says Brandon. Classic. At least everyone got hit on those ones. That's true. That's true. We've seen quite a few where they'll hit one person and about 20 of them fall down. Dax with a sharpshooter. Going to puts it on in the middle of the ring. Dax with a sharpshooter. Why? Can I ask a question? Why was Aubrey standing over the other side of the ring when she needed to be there to hear the Gun guy submit? She was like all the way over the other side. I'm sure she was looking to see if there was a tap. But shouldn't she have been closer? Normally she does. 2, 3. Acclaimed get the win. Here are your winners, FTR and the Acclaimed. Acclaimed every Wednesday, AEW. If the Elite or Mercedes appear tonight, I will eat a hat. I think there's a chance of the Elite. I don't think Mercedes is appearing. We have not seen or heard from MJF since that brutal attack. Oh, here we go. Here's the MJF stuff. So apparently it's... Oh, so this is going to be from a podcast? He's not actually there? Oh. Okay. How are you feeling, MJF? To be frank, the only thing I'm worried about is the match at Full Gear. Doctors have told me that I shouldn't be traveling on the road. This could be the next crowning of the next face of the next generation of wrestling. He said this could be the most important match in the history of professional wrestling. MJF talking about Stone Cold, The Rock, Hogan, John Cena. That's exactly who MJF is. The only person that's getting in my way is Jon Moxley. I haven't heard this. I don't know if these are exclusive comments, but I don't like you, John, but I do respect you. You was born with 2 left feet and not one athletic bone in your body. So you had to work your ass off to be the man that you are today. It's good. It's good. I mean, MJF just kills it every time, doesn't he? I was born to not just be a professional wrestler, but be the professional wrestler. I love how he's positioning himself as such a major star. I mean, if you don't believe in yourself, who will? I can bring professional wrestling back to where it belongs. Love it. Love it. I love how he's positioning himself as, a guy the size of Stone Cold, The Rock. He's got that self-belief. But to come out with the line like that, to say, I can make professional wrestling what it should be. I can put it back where it was. I love him saying that. He's saying, put it on my shoulders. Put it on my shoulders because I can take that weight. Incredible self-confidence. People say they've got self-confidence, but they're not very good at actually communicating it. MJF just does it effortlessly, doesn't he? Effortlessly. I'm not waiting for the spotlight anymore. I am grabbing it. Your boy William Regal bet on the wrong horse. Come full gear. The devil gets his due. Excellent. Excellent. Taz said, I promise everyone at home watching, that is a focused man right now. I tell you what, that is one of the best professional wrestlers, certainly one of the best talkers that wrestling has seen in a long, long, long time. And by the time his career is done, we might be saying ever. We might be saying ever. If he continues throughout his career to deliver promos like he is. It's only the fact that he's still so young and hasn't been around on this kind of stage that long. There's even an asterisk next to that. But every single time he promos, he says something. It's always... there's so many people that get promo time and they never really say anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, they just waffle or... in WWE, it's some awful scripted thing. With MJF, you always feel like you come away satisfied that you've heard something, that he's actually said something. And what my takeaway from that there is the fact that he is comparing himself to those greats and that he believes he is the person that can restore wrestling back to where it should be. I think it's really interesting that we talk a lot about how popular wrestling used to be and where it is now. And actually where it is now is not a bad place, because even though the ratings are going down in America, I think you only have to look at social media and how things are trending. Whenever there's a WWE show, it's not struggling to get into the trends, is it? Or an AEW show, like they're normally at the top or second or somewhere around the top end of the trends. So we know that they trend on social media. We know that they've got some of the biggest platforms, Instagram accounts, YouTube accounts. Like, you can't say that wrestling is not popular in the modern age. What is it? It's more global than it is anything else. And the way that it's consumed is so different. Back in the day, the only way you could watch it was on TV. That was the only way that you could watch it, was on TV. And you had to watch it live. Because I'm sure there were repeats, but you didn't get to, there was no catch up. So you either watched it when it happened, or you ran the risk of missing it. And so this is not the world we live in now. And so, of course, the ratings are going to be very different. But it doesn't mean that it's not as popular. But that is out there. That's a conversation that's been had many, many times. And it's just interesting to hear a wrestler acknowledge that. I don't know that I've heard a wrestler talk about how wrestling is not as popular as it used to be. I don't know that I've heard a wrestler say that. And I love the fact that that's a conversation we've had. And there's MJF kind of touching on it, you know, saying that I can take it back to where it used to be, acknowledging that it's not where it should be. I always feel so satisfied after an MJF promo. It's really good. Just really, really good. Mitchell, shout out to you, my friends. Hope you are well. Mitchell, massive part of the community, of course. Says AJ should always be in the main event picture, the same way that Shawn Michaels was. Just imagine Cody versus AJ in the WrestleMania main event. Also, I believe MJF hasn't been there because he's filming the Von Erich movie. Yeah, you could be right. You could be right. That was mentioned earlier about Iron Claw. Looking forward to that. I think that'll be one that wrestling fans will really enjoy. Obviously, the Von Erichs, I mean, just an incredible story. So over, so popular. One of the most popular factions / families of all time in wrestling. And actually, the modern wrestling fan probably doesn't know enough about them. So, yeah, that'll be brilliant. Great that he's involved in it as well. Great that he's involved. So, yeah, I think you're right. That probably is where he is. And I agree, yeah, we should get more AJ Styles in the main event picture. I think, you know, they're using him better now that he's with the OC and he's in this feud with Judgment Day. There's been some decent stuff that they've been doing, but it's just a shame, isn't it, that Roman's got both belts? It's just a shame that Roman's got both belts. Have we seen Roman AJ whilst Roman's been champion? Roman's been champ for 2 years. Have we seen him go up against AJ Styles? I feel like that's a match that we definitely should get soon. Definitely need that match. Hopefully we get that match at some point. Imagine OC. Imagine Gallows and Anderson dealing with the Usos. I mean, you still need someone to deal with Sammy and Solo. And maybe that's how AJ doesn't win because, you know, the numbers are just too great. But I feel like there's pieces there. There's enough of a story there, isn't there? So I agree. I like the Shawn Michaels comparison, Mitchell. David Walker, honky tonk David Walker. We've got another David Walker. Yes. Honky tonk David Walker says, shake, rattle, and roll, baby. David Walker's absolutely flipping everywhere, and I would not have it any other way. That is now my new favorite David Walker. Sorry to the old David Walkers, but I've got a new favorite now. Honky tonk David Walker. Love it. Shake, rattle, and roll. Right, Eddie Kingston against Ethan Page. We are already a quarter of the way through the show. Pretty fun opening match. The only thing I would say about the opening match is it didn't really mean anything. It was just a bit of filler, wasn't it, really? We've seen WWE do that many, many times. Singles matches get turned into tag matches that don't really mean anything. That wasn't a singles match, but it was 4 tag teams bundled together. 2 feuds, basically, bundled together. Didn't matter who won, did it? It was momentum. So, but I mean, it was an all right match. MJF comments, fantastic. And now we're underway with this title eliminator. This is going to see Eddie Kingston against All Ego Ethan Page. It would be awesome if Tony comes out and says, I like turtles, and then leaves. That would be awesome. Adam said Triple H might be bringing back King of the Ring as a premium live event in the future with the Queen and King tournaments. I have heard that, and that would be awesome. I'd be down for that. That'd be a lot of fun. Ionia. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I'm saying it. Says AEW has been good so far. Good opening match. Easy99 said, breaking news, John Cena SR, John Cena Senior, John Cena Senior are in the crowd at AEW Dynamite tonight. I don't even know what that means. Who won? It was the... Who won? Who won the opening match? Someone won. So I saw it. Someone definitely did pick up the victory. But I can't for the life of me remember. That's not great, is it? It's only been about 10 minutes. That's how much it resonated with me. John said if AEW wants to bring back Sting and his Winter is coming intro, they can. Because Winter is coming. It'll be here tomorrow. AJ faced FTR once, said Christian. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Yeah. Acclaimed. Yeah. FTR and the Acclaimed. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember. They did the move and got the victory. It was fire, man. It was fire. So, Acclaimed and FTR. Bowens. I remember it. Yeah. Bowens. AEW just announced they're coming to the UK. Oh, did they? Where are they going? Where are they going? They're coming around my house. Have a look. AEW, where are you going? AEW. Is that the big news, do you think? Is that the big announcement? They haven't put it on their account. AEW UK. AEW coming to the UK in 2023. Tony Schiavone just said on commentary that AEW are coming to the UK in 2023. Is that how they've announced it? On commentary? I thought I hadn't missed a segment or anything. Did we not even get a graphic? What? Next week, AEW will release more info on the 2 West Coast dates and a UK date. Really happy for the UK fans. Hello. Technical glitch. Hello, lag. Little bit of lag. Did we have some lag then? Did we have a little bit of lag? Are we lagging away? David said it's 92 again. Is that Bulldog? Couldn't see. The picture was quite small on that one. Hang on, I have to go back to it. I think we might have just had I don't know if we had lag for a moment. We're back. Oh, okay. Wow, we had momentary lag as we're still underway with Eddie Kingston against Ethan Page. It is the Bulldog, David. Oh, that might be my favorite David Walker now. It's amazing how we're attracting all these new David Walkers. I think the message must really be getting out there. I can only imagine you guys have told all your David Walker friends that we want to collect as many as possible. And so now we're just getting all these. We're getting Honky Tonk David Walker, British Bulldog David Walker, Stoke David Walker, Macho Man David Walker. There was another David Walker as well. Did I say Macho Man David Walker? There's about 4 or 5 David Walkers that we've got in our collection now. It's what a time to be alive. We've also got a Wavid Dorker as well. We've got a Wavid Dorker. That's the best. That's my favorite. That's my favorite, Wavid Dorker. That is my favorite. That is a dub. I'm so glad your name starts with a dub. A David Watkins. We've got there's British Bulldog David Walker in the chat. Loving Wavid Dorker though. Wavid Dorker. Hang on. Wavid Dorker, love it. Eddie Kingston just had Ethan Page tap in, but Stokely Hathaway distracted the referee. Eddie Kingston looking frustrated. Straps come down. He's got to be careful. Big boot by Ethan Page. Back fist by Eddie Kingston. Kick by Ethan Page. Kingston down. Ethan Page going over to the corner. Eddie Kingston still down. Shame they're not coming to South Korea since Days doesn't believe in our team, said AEW fan. I believe in South Korea. I think, if anything, I believe in them too much and I'm intimidated by them. I don't want to see a team the quality of South Korea because then I'll get nervous for England's chances. So, listen, my South Korea loving friends. It's nothing but respect. On the top is Eddie. Eddie being pushed over by Ethan Page. Bill said, I believe in South Korea. Listen, we all believe in South Korea. No one supports South Korea quite like this community. He's got a razor's edge. He's got an ether. He's got a page cutter. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Boom. When will there be Uncle Harper? Well, it'll be Friday, won't it? I think if you're waiting for Uncle Harper on this show, you're going to be waiting a while. Because I don't think we're getting Uncle Harper tonight. Or Uncle Howdy or any of those guys. But I think Uncle Harper should be coming soon. I feel like we've had Uncle Howdy for a good few weeks now. And they trademarked them both at the same time, so... yeah, soon. Right, we're backstage with Dark Order and Renee. 10. Roosh is going to win the tournament and he's going to become the AEW champion. I thought 10 got released. Wasn't 10 released? 10's got a new mask on. Here's Roosh. Roosh doesn't give second opportunities. Oh, there's a brawl. Renee's getting out of there. Renee's getting out of there. We've got out of there as well. Who are these? Who's that, dude? Who's that? So we've got who's the butler? It's bad enough we deal with that missile man from the north, said Missile Man. Here's Wardlow. So, Wardlow versus Davari. Don't know how you spell his name, to be honest. Like that. That'll do. Where's the butler from? Samoa Joe coming out with Wardlow. Wavid Dorker. Rocket Man! Yes. Who do you think is stripping Roman of his titles, says Joanna. I can only guess, can't I? So I would be looking at someone like Seth for the WWE because he's face now. So face Seth against heel Roman. I think Seth could get that belt and then maybe drop it to Cody. It would mean face versus face though, but hey ho. And Unless Cody beats Roman, and Cody's the one. So maybe Seth gets the WWE, and maybe at some point next year, Cody gets the Universal. But they're just guesses. But I feel like they're educated guesses. The Butler is a wrestler working for Trust Busters, says Alexis. Thank you. John said, I tuned in late as Jericho or anyone else complained that Chris Evans was named the sexiest man instead of them. No. To my knowledge, it's not been mentioned. Davari gets knocked down by Wardlow. Joe will turn heel on Wardlow. They've been teasing it blatantly, says Corvids. Cody will be the one that dethrones Roman, says Jono. Wavid Dorker said, we played Scrabble, and let me just say, some of the words were scandalous. What, one of the words was scandalous? Is that what you're saying? You get a lot of points on that. Get a lot of points on that. I think if you can use some of those letters, I don't know what the U gets you, but that scandalous would be a lot of points. David Walker said, oh, we've got Hogan Walker. David Hogan. David Hulk Walker in our community now. Hulkamania, brother. Walker Mania, you mean? Walker Mania running wild. Love it. I think I still prefer Wavid Dorker, though. Powerbomb Symphony by Wardlow. Here we go. That dude's got a jacket. There's a dude in the crowd that's got an FTR jacket. How's he got that? Jacket? Is it on AEW shop? How has he got the Living Legends? Who's he call him? Hobbs. Hobbs! Get out here right now! Oh, wow. They do baubles. Oh, this was mentioned, actually. Here's Hobbs. Is this where Samoa Joe turns? Is this where he turns? No, Samoa Joe's right behind him, and he's got his belt in his hand. Getting ready. He's going to crack him with the belt. He's going to crack him with the belt, look. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. It's mine. It will always be mine. I want every title in this company. Boom. Brilliant. Excellent work, AEW. As soon as Samoa Joe hits him with the belt, they cut away to Hobbs. Excellent work. That's wonderful production. Well done. You see Samoa Joe run towards Wardlow, and they cut away. Excellent work. Excellent work. Samoa Joe choking out Wardlow. He has put him to sleep. It is happening, my friends. It is happening. Hobbs. So Samoa Joe does turn on Wardlow. Is that the big thing? Joe. Ba-bum, bum, bum. Ba-bum. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-dum. Bum. Bum, 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 bum. Let's look at merch. They're showing a replay because we never saw it the first time. Lol. Right, here is some baubles. Look at that. You can have a CM Punk bauble. Danhausen bauble, FTR bauble. Here's a load of action figures. Red Velvet. Yes. Get your red velvet figure now. We are at commercial break, by the way. We've got a Darby Allin, old school LJN. Danhausen's got a jacket. Got some other t-shirts and things. There's the Living Legends hat. Cesaro, Claudio shirt. Generational Talent MJF. Are they selling the FTR jackets? Is this just passed me by? Have they been available for ages or something? Because I haven't not seen them. I've not seen them, and I'd love to get them. Why is this taking so long? Oh, come on, AEW. They've got to load up all that sweet, sweet merch. All them jackets. I think we need a new server, don't we, AEW? Hey? You're not hurting for money, are you? There's a Danhausen mask. Miro, Kira Hogan. Are they signed pictures or just pictures? Jericho is the Occo. We've got the Buckshot Lariat shirt's cool. I really like that. That's really cool. We've got nameplates. No, look, still. Where that guy got that jacket from? Got the jacket from? Does anyone know where the jacket is? You can click on FTR and see the stuff. The jackets are there. Okay. Hang on. Let's have a look. View roster. I mean, probably should have done this. Oh, God. Oh, actually, that wasn't too bad. FTR. Bear with me, guys. There they are. $135. I don't know how long these have been there for. I've not seen these. That's cool, innit? Damn, that's cool. That is cool. Living Legends FTR. Ready to ship as well. Lightweight jacket. 135. Lightweight jacket. Only available in black. You can only get XXXL. All the others are out of stock. Only one? What the flip? There's only one left. These must have been like for sale for ages or something. God damn. I had no idea they were selling those. It's only when I spotted a dude in the crowd had one. Well, that's completely passed me by. Completely passed me by. Those are wearable. They're nice. They're nice. 135 is too much, said Bonkers. To be honest, mate, these days a t-shirt will set you back about, what, 30, 40? About 30 quid for a t-shirt. So for a jacket, I would be expecting it to be more. That does still feel very high, though. Right, here's Britt Baker. It is a lot. I do like it, though. Right, Saraya and Dr. Britt Baker. TMT. Britt Baker making her way down to the ring. 135 is normal for these days. Top tier said, if you paid me 135, I would take the jacket. Is that how it works? Do you get the jacket and the 135? Because that's a hell of a deal. Right, we've got Britt in the ring. I mean, to be honest, I'd probably take the jacket over a Scissor Me Daddy t-shirt. I do like the Acclaimed. But you have to think, if you're going to walk into a pub with Scissor Me Daddy in big letters in pink, Well, it's a conversation starter, isn't it? I think we can agree with that. Here is Saraya. I noticed some Hardy gear as well, said Alexis. I need to have a look on that. I need to have a look. They've clearly been adding some stuff that's passed me by. Here's Saraya making her way down to the ring. Saraya in the corner looking out at the fans. This is my house! Okay, so Saraya is in the ring. Dr. Britt Baker is in the ring. Is this going to be the big news? Is the big news that she can wrestle? Because I think we worked that out already, haven't we? Am I cleared? Am I not cleared? She took an MRI a few weeks ago. Unfortunately for Britt, she's 100% clear. 100%? 100% clear? Wow. She's actually getting quite emotional. That is actually big news, in all fairness. That is actually big news that she is 100%. She says, this is my house. This is my house. Is there anything more fickle than an AEW fan, says Britt? Do you know how to do this? You being cleared, what does that even mean? Do you even know how to do this anymore? Let me know if this is clear. I built AEW from the ground up. Superstars like you. DMD. DMD. Is there not a bit of a problem with Britt kind of getting the crowd to... She's the heel in this, isn't she? Shouldn't we be hating on Britt? How dare you come here and call it your house? I don't recall you laying a single brick. I know why you're obsessed with me. I'm everything you wish you could have been. Lol. Let me remind you. You left your house and walked into mine. You left your house and you walked into mine. She's killing her on the microphone. We don't take walk-ins. Make an appointment. We don't take walk-ins, so make an appointment. DMD chance. I mean, look, Saraya's got it all to do now. She's got to respond with something here. You got handed your position by Tony Khan. You've been fed a bunch of cuties trainees. You don't know what it takes to be a superstar? on. I got hit by a car and wrestled the same day because I love this business. I was starting revolutions before they were a trend. It's not bad. It's not bad. That was good. I've done Madison Square Garden. I've done the O2. I've done the Tokyo Dome. Now I'm in front of an ungrateful beep. I battled my drug addiction publicly. Much better by Saraya. Much better. This is going to be my comeback story, and it'll be your biggest match of your career. You versus me at Full Gear. You versus me at Full Gear. It's my comeback story. It's the biggest match of your career. Saraya is 100% clear. I must admit, when we went into this segment and I was like, is Saraya being clear going to be the big news? I couldn't quite see how it would be. But when she said I'm 100%, I was not expecting that. I was expecting her to say that she was cleared. I wasn't expecting her to say 100%. Does this mean we get a full-time Saraya? She screams. She plants Britt down and screams in her face, "This is my house." Much better. Much better. That was a good segment, said Jilly. That segment was bad, said Heel Santa. She's not 100%. She said she was 100%. Segment was all right. Didn't come across as cringe a little. That was garbage. Oh, okay. I think we watched something different. I thought she did well there. If you compare it to how bad she was, do you remember what she said before about how Britt rhymed with? And it was like, oh my God. Here, like, to see her respond with such passion and talk about, like, where she's main evented. Again, you know, kind of really building herself up. Saying, I've main evented at the Tokyo Dome. I've main evented at the O2. I've main evented at Madison Square Garden. And now I have to stand here in front of some ungrateful... I like that. I thought that was good. The only thing I would say is that Britt had a few lines in there, which I just worry was like the crowd started chanting for her. And it is a little bit of a problem when you're trying to build Saraya up as like the face. You don't really want the fans chanting for the heel. So I feel like there's probably quite a bit to discuss in regards to that segment, but I thought it was so much better than when we saw Saraya before. So much better. And I actually think the announcement of her being 100% is big. I'm not down on that segment. John said, respects. Tony Khan's surprise is that Tony Khan is going to step away from AEW to focus on Fulham. Right, we're backstage. We got best friends, and they're going to make their way out to the ring right now. So we are at the start of hour 2. My guess is that was the big news. My guess is that is what Tony was talking about. Paul said, Paige is not likable. Joanna said, do you think Jake Paul should face Roman for the titles in a Hell in a Cell match so the Usos can't interfere? No. No. I don't see any of the Paul brothers going for titles. Not unless they earned it. Not unless they actually win a Rumble or some kind of match that means that they can challenge for the titles. Logan getting given that match was a borderline disgrace. So, no, I'm certainly not eager to see Jake now get given that opportunity. I understand that Jake is, dare I say, more credible than Logan because Jake's been having big matches. But if he wants to have a fight against Roman, then just the only thing I ask is just at least qualify. Just at least compete against some of the wrestlers and win that and qualify. I have no idea why they couldn't do that with Logan. Logan could have had one other match where he beat some people in a fatal four-way and qualified, or a gauntlet match or something, just something where he actually earned that opportunity. I think him being given it really hurt the match. It hurt it for me. It hurt it for me because I just saw him as being undeserving. And so my mentality was probably not right going into it. But I don't think I was alone, to be honest. I really don't think I was alone. He did a great job. Respect where it's due. You've got to say Logan did a great job, but I certainly am not embarrassed or ashamed to say that I don't think that he deserved that opportunity. And I would feel the same with Jake, although Jake would be a little easier to take because, you know, he has just beaten Anderson Silva. He did knock out Tyron Woodley. He beat Tyron Woodley on points. He knocked out Ben Askren. Like, I feel like Jake is definitely bringing even more than Logan did. So it'd be a bit easier to take, but I'd still want him to qualify. Right, Danhausen, Chuck Taylor making his way down to the ring. So Trent and Jay Lethal is what we've got at the moment. This is my house. What's popping up on Twitter? Big news from Saraya. It has to be said, Britt is far and away the best promo in AEW. Yeah, looks pretty positive. Just searched AEW and seems like people are... That segment was fire. Amazing. That should be co-main event. The crowd going mild bothers me. Oh, okay, that's an interesting point. This is a big deal in Saraya's case, and they were all just like, yeah, okay. I understood it was predictable, but still, stuff like this is why AEW will continue to do next to nothing with the women. Interesting point about how the crowd didn't really react to that news. Interesting point. This crowd doesn't deserve Saraya. Oh, seems like it's a proper talking point. The promo ruled. I'm excited to see Saraya wrestle again. Her hair looked beautiful. Hashtag priorities. But if you're not a YouTuber, what job would you do? Oh, I'd still be in retail. I was in retail anyway. So I'd still be in retail. Jason said, I don't like the fact that Britt will take the L. She's definitely not 100% if she thinks that's a house, said Dark Angel. This is my house. And catering is my kitchen. And my dressing room is my living room. Are you all right? It's my house. Okay. Crowd are a bit quiet in general, actually. They're even quiet during this match. LB said today is the 25th anniversary of the Montreal Screwjob. Wow. Wow. That's cool. We're seeing Jay Lethal wooing, doing the strut on the edge of the ring. Woo! Oh, I don't even know why I'm doing it. I've got it. There it is. Yes, bring back Raven. Bobby said on the bump that there is no face or heel. It's just actions, says Keaton. Oh, Bobby's an idiot then, isn't he? Big forearm strike. Big chop. Duck underneath. Big suplex. Corvid said, the crowd seems fine. It's just people are too used to WWE piping in crowd noises. I'd have to disagree. I'm not comparing this to a WWE crowd. I'm comparing it to an AEW crowd that are normally popping off. Like, they're normally much more vocal. I mean, comments about, like, people being quiet during the Saraya segment, but quiet here in this match as well. They're not. Come on, you got to admit, AEW crowds are normally louder than this. This isn't. I'm not even comparing it to WWE. Trent looking for a Spike DDT. Jay Lethal is down. How's your mom's birthday? It was good. Yeah, it was nice. Didn't really do a great deal, but we did go out for a meal. Just up the road. They do nice food up the road, actually. They do really nice food. Nice steak. Beautifully cooked. And really nice start. It was called Piggy Bits. Don't know. I ordered it because I didn't know what it was. But it was called Piggy Bits. And it was lovely. There was like a crunchy thing. It was a bit like pork scratching, but it wasn't. But it was crunchy. But quite light. I don't know what it was. I have no idea what it was. And then there was like belly pork, which is beautiful, in a lovely like barbecue-y sauce. I mean, it was a starter and it was amazing. It's amazing. Loved it. I was eating it. I was like, it reminded me a lot of like something you'd get in like maybe like Chinese food. It was lovely. But yeah, I had that and then a steak and yeah, that was it really. We've got a lot of stuff happening on the ring apron. Satnam Singh getting involved. Danhausen getting involved. Jay Lethal has got Trent on his shoulders. Chucks him down against the ropes. Lethal injection. 1, 2, 3. Jay Lethal wins. Jay Lethal wins. There's a QR code in the crowd. Yowie wowie. Yowie wowie. Days, how about Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39? Don't mind it. I'd much prefer we do Roman Rock if we can do that. And I think if Randy's going to have a match at WrestleMania, it's probably against Riddle. But if we're not going to do Roman Rock and we're not doing Randy Riddle, I don't mind Roman Randy at all. Sit down, Shivani. I promised a huge surprise last week, and I delivered the legendary Jeff Jarrett. And here's Jeff again. Jeff Jarrett has come out. He's got guitar in his hands. Over 1 million views of the debut. Why is the last outlaw in AEW? It's a great question. It's a great question. I'm going to tell you exactly why. I'm going to tell you exactly why. Khan is stuck in the 90s, says Enigma. Jeff said, I signed this guy to his first contract. I wish they were stuck in the 90s. Imagine if this group was stuck in the 90s and Jeff Jarrett came out as good old Double J. That would be amazing. Imagine if Satnam Singh was dressed as Giant Gonzalez. That would be amazing. Imagine if Jay Lethal was The Rock. That would be amazing. This is a legit 7'5" giant. This isn't a monster that wears red skinny jeans. Produced by a banana nose circus. That's fired. I bet Triple H is in tears right now. Oh, he said something mean about me. And Braun. So cool. So cool. Don't ever wind me up again. He's threatening to hit this guy. A crew member runs away. Corey said, I hate this. Jeff Jarrett took a shot at Braun Strowman. That was a shot at Braun Strowman. I know. I would imagine Strowman will just quit wrestling after that. Here is Jungle Boy and Renee Young. Last I heard from those guys, Christian Cage said they were done with me. You don't get to decide when you're done with me. I decide when you're done with me. Full Gear is just around the corner. I do my business face to face. There we go. John Moxley! It's time for John. John. Yeah! Moxley! John Moxley coming out then. Moxley! With William Regal. Wait, you said Trips had a honker? Does that mean Trips has got a good butt? I think you're having your own conversation, to be honest, Sonny. Jungle Boy needs a beard, said Bilal. Banana Nose Circus. Lol. Let's not forget he called Triple H a banana nose. Never forget. Hello, I'm Triple H. Oh, savage. We need to start calling Jeff Jarrett Megan the Stallion because that was savage. Big nose, I believe. Jungle Boy is dating Anna Jay. He is winning at life. Jesus. I couldn't think of anything worse. Jungle Boy needs to hit puberty. Oh my god, it's Hunter. Where did days go? Who has the better roster, considering Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker are still on the WWE roster? WWE does, said Dark Angel. James said, those BS shots are getting boring. AEW fan said, how does Triple H respond? Just don't. Please don't. You don't. He doesn't need to. How old was I when we first met? Was I about 25, 26? I thought I knew it all. I kept running my mouth. I wanted to be just like you, feared and respected. To get your respect, I tried to pick a fight with you. And that did not go well, says Moxley. You tortured me. He's putting over Regal here, like this. I found out exactly where I was on the food chain. I needed to train harder. I needed to grow. He says, next time I had a shot at you, I ripped your ear off the side of your face. Who does that young kid remind you of? It reminds us of young Maxwell Jacob Friedman. MJF thinks he's got it all worked out, just like Moxley did back in the day, but Moxley making the point that he didn't have it worked out, and he had to work harder to get where he wanted to be. Is MJF going to get the job done at Full Gear? Let's put that in the chat, actually. Let's ask that as a question. I think that's a fun question. Will MJF become champion at Full Gear? See what people think. Who is MJF? Who is the real MJF? Jungle Boy needs a monkey like to be in a relationship with. What, he should go around with the bubbles? That'd be pretty fun. That'd be pretty fun. Rick, shout out to you. Junior said Jeff Jarrett called WWE Circus was solid. It was really cool. It was really cool. Someone is going to turn on someone, says Courtney. Long Beach Hippie said, just made it. Awesome police chase in LA. Great police chase. 3 vehicles, a fire, house was broken into, shots fired, countless crashes. Do they show them on TV? Why do they show them on TV? I know they used to. I don't know if they still do. We do not do that here. Not live, anyway. They do show, like, police camera action, like, edited footage of police chases. You can get those kind of shows. But I think, am I right in saying that some states actually show certain police chases live? On, like, news channels. Moxley isn't going to do the job clean, said John. To be honest, AEW needs to get rid of half their roster, said Mike. Morebuck said, I was just watching that. Long Beach Hippie said, yeah, it was live. No way, man. We don't do that here. When you step in the ring in New Jersey, It's in New Jersey. Everything you've done up to this point has been easy. Everything you've done up to this point has been easy. Moxley. Jeff Jarrett is an Undertaker ripoff, is all Triple H needs to say. He doesn't need to say anything. In my opinion, Triple H is winning right now. He doesn't need to say anything. I think these shots being fired, and I would say the same if WWE fired shots at AEW. I just think they're cringe. I've never liked them. Dun, 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 dun. Right, we're getting more footage of the elites. Bum, 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 bum. Looks like Full Gear. Is that where they're going to return? Clock ticking down. Bucks. Kenny and the Bucks. I think they're coming back at Full Gear. That's what that seemed to suggest, was that they are going to be back. And that looked like the Full Gear graphic, didn't it? So I think that's where they're coming back. Looks like Kenny and the Bucks will be back at Full Gear. Saraya taking on Britt Baker at Full Gear. Jon Moxley taking on MJF at Full Gear. That Full Gear card's looking good, man. It's looking good. Elite back at Full Gear, said Horatio Minds. Hawkins Jr. said, does AEW realize that anytime they bring up WWE, it just makes the community talk more about WWE? Bilal said it's for the video game. Didn't get that vibe. I think it's for Full Gear. Unbroken said, Jeff Jarrett sold Fool's Gold as real gold a few years ago. You don't remember, says Unbroken. Joanna said, which is better, Raw or SmackDown? I think SmackDown. Bilal said, is CM Punk still on the game cover? I honestly don't know. I have not seen a new cover. And he's sure to still be in the game because I'm sure that must be in production now. They must have. I mean, the game is clearly being made and produced. I think they're looking at an early 2023. So I've got to think that it's in production now. So I think there's probably, we might have gone past the point where we can't change it. When's the big surprise? I think the Saraya thing is probably the big surprise. Probably. When Jay Lethal attacked Trent, I don't know why we don't see more of this. How could he be so oblivious? AEW shows are full of attacks like that, says John. Survivor Series, WWE versus AEW. Let's have a look at the poll. We have got 130 votes. 130 votes so far. 72% of you, 72% of you have said that MJF will become the champion at Full Gear. So looks like roughly 70-30. Roughly 70-30 of you think that MJF will be the next AEW champion. Probably is time, in all fairness. Probably is time. Roman is cleaning the AEW bathrooms. Well, that's nice of him, isn't it? Doesn't need to do that. He's got plenty of money. I don't think he needs it as a little job. Perhaps he enjoys cleaning. I don't know. As long as he's happy. Roman in the bathroom with Orange Cassidy saying, acknowledge me. Would he say that? I feel like he'd probably just stand there with his hands in his pockets. Right, we've got 34 minutes left of the show. We do have a 2 out of 3 falls match between Bryan Danielson and Sammy Guevara still to come. Got to think that it's coming next. I feel like the elites are being erased in AEW and coming back like a new era of NWO, said Cape Core. WWE used a lot of fired stars, so should be okay. WWE used a lot of fired stars. I've had a lot of disrespect, and I'm going to put all that disrespect onto Sammy Guevara's face tonight. A fired up Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson against Sammy Guevara. 2 out of 3 falls, but it feels like we're going to Summer House first. It's Jamie Hayter. Hayter's gonna hate. Here she is. Jamie Hayter. Hayter, I love her. Hayter, that's good. Hayter, question mark. I love her. Reba making her way down to the ring, and a long way behind is Britt Baker. Britt Baker coming down. She's clearly still feeling the effects of the segment earlier. Here's Skye Blue. Skye Blue. Tony Storm is coming out with Skye Blue. Tony Storm comes out, the AEW interim women's champion. Not the real champ. She probably should be the real champ. She said it a while. But it's going to be Jamie Hayter against Tony Storm at Full Gear. Jamie Hayter against Tony Storm at Full Gear. Everyone is injured. Big stars are all old wrestlers. They get hurt easily. Wavid Dorker, shout out to you. Skye versus Hayter. Come on, cameraman, do your job. They're just showing, actually, the AEW Fight Forever game. It does have CM Punk on the cover. Pre-order now at GameStop. We don't have GameStop in the UK, so what am I meant to do? Why would I pre-order it at GameStop and then I'd have to get it shipped? Why would I do that? Jamie Hayter is down. Went hard into the ring post. Gets chucked into the ring. Hayter stumbling into the center. Skye Blue against the ropes. Nice arm drag. Against the ropes goes Jamie Hayter. Skye Blue in control. Knee strike by Skye Blue. Jamie Hayter into the center. Britt Baker grabbing a hold of Skye Blue's leg. That's going to allow Jamie Hayter to pick up Skye Blue. Oh, backbreaker. Nasty backbreaker. Beautiful throw as well. Picture in picture. This match continues. Picture in picture. She has got great strength. Legend Killer, hello. Paul said, those girls have got cakes. Do you know who else had cakes? Junkyard Dog. Grab them cakes. I don't think it meant the same thing back then, though, to be honest. Nice. Oh, lovely little suplex there. Shoulder up by Skye Blue. Young Bucks need to go, said Mike. I hate the trampoline bunnies. AEW fan said, do you think Saraya Britt is the one big match they are rushing it? It's tricky, isn't it? I mean, I feel like it probably needs more of a build. But then saying that, when is Full Gear? They might be rushing it. They might be rushing it. It probably could do with a bit more of a build. The only thing I would say is that there's so many great matches for Saraya that you do want to get her up and running. If you can use her, use her. And honestly, even though she's been given the all clear, how confident are we that we're going to get loads out of this return? Like, she's going to have to be super careful, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how much you're going to get out of her. So it'd be such a shame if she came back and had like a throwaway match and then got injured and that was it. So I'm a bit torn on it. I feel like, yes, it probably should do with more of a build. But then part of me thinks, well, listen, if you are going to do a Saraya match, just do it. Just do it. Get it done. So that we can say that we had it. It definitely makes Full Gear bigger. Definitely. Thing is, though, Saraya's first match back is always going to be of interest. So you can make the argument that she should be facing someone a bit smaller. Really, Saraya against Reba. Do that. Rebel. And then do that as the first match. Have Saraya get the win and then set her targets for Britt. Because the thing is, the first Saraya match, people will watch that regardless of who the opponent is, because it's not really about the match. It's more about, how does Saraya look in the ring? Is she good? Has she still got it? Just seeing a Saraya match, seeing Paige back in action again, that's all you need. So maybe, it would have been perfect to have done Jamie against Saraya. That would have been perfect. That would have been a great match. Saraya's comeback match, but it's not quite Britt Baker. Have her beat Jamie and then move on to Britt. That's probably the way I would look to do it. So, I could say that it's quick, but because she's potentially made of glass, I can also understand them wanting to do it as soon as possible. Shoulder up. Jamie Hayter has got over organically. She needs a championship for Britt to be jealous and turn on her, says Mike. Skye Blue, is she a better version of Cora Jade? I think they're very comparable. I think Skye Blue is more likable. And I think that Cora Jade is doing a much better job as a heel. But I think Skye Blue is good. I think Cora Jade is decent in the ring, but look at that. Look at that. Code Red by Skye Blue. And the way that she got that applied was absolutely brilliant. To be honest, if I was building a company and you offered me Skye Blue or Cora Jade, I'd be really torn, because if it was Cora Jade when she was a face, I'd take Skye Blue. I really didn't rate Cora Jade when she was a face. I just wasn't feeling it. I think she's so much better as a heel. So much better. So, it'd be difficult. It'd be difficult now. Because I think Skye Blue is, she's good. You don't see her botching. All of her moves seem quite crisp. She just put on that Code Red beautifully. Big boot. But we just haven't seen that much of her compared to Cora Jade. So I think it's easy to kind of think Cora Jade's the better option because we've seen a lot more of her. Oof. Skye Blue just had her head down just as Cora chopped. I think she just got caught by that then. She's on the shoulders of Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter. Couldn't quite get it. Oh, vicious clothesline. Saved that spot. They got a little lost at the end, but it never looked silly because Jamie Hayter just walloped her with a vicious clothesline. And it's Jamie Hayter unloading on Skye Blue. Yeah, I think I'd take Skye Blue, I think I'd take Skye Blue out of the two. I'd take Jamie Hayter out of the three. No doubt about that. Jamie Hayter grabs the belt, holds it in the air. Knee blew out from an illegal blow from behind, said, wave it, Dorker. Wave it, Dorker. Easy99 said Saraya versus Xavier versus Brad. I've already seen that match. It's really good. Check it out. It's really good. Really good. Bilal said, life is depressing. Listen, Bilal, I don't know if you're a burner account for Triple H, but don't take Jeff Jarrett's comments to heart. Come on. Come on. He didn't mean them. It's just this silly wrestling war thing. He didn't mean them. We've got Lance Archer. He's got Ricky Starks by the hair. Oof. We need help. We need help. We need help. Ricky Starks has been slammed into a shutter. We need help. Main event of the evening, then we've got 23 minutes. Bryan Danielson versus Sammy. We don't get any JR now, do we? Here's Sammy. They call him the Spanish God. With Tay Mello. Archer going nuts. Skye Blue's got potential. I agree with taking Jamie, though, said Serge. Sammy. WTF, Lance? Yeah, Lance, you bully. I like his music. Sammy's got good music. Okay, Sammy has made his way down. We're waiting for Bryan Danielson. Ty applauding on the outside of the ring. Trini said, Trini the Usi one. Did I miss the big surprise? I don't know. Did you see the Saraya segment? I feel like that was it. Wavid Dorker said, those football tights. Wish I had worn a jock. Wavid Dorker, shout out to you. Sammy time. Sammy. I do miss JR saying that. Here's Bryan Danielson. There's a great sign in the crowd. It says Dragon. Being held up by about 3 people. I like those multi-person signs in the crowd. They're great. That's cool. Okay, Bella sounded. Hello, gentlemen. Here he is. Here's William Regal. Headbutt by Danielson. Does he still say hello to the man in the mask? He hasn't said hello to the man in the mask. Come on, Regal. Hello, man in the mask, you fluffy little kitten. Uppercut by Danielson. Kick to the chest. Chop to the chest. Danielson up. Over the top. Against the ropes. Over the top goes Sammy. Sammy jumping over Danielson. Lovely drop kick there by Sammy. Danielson to the outside. Need Bryan Danielson to put Tay Mello in the cow mutilation. Yes. Then choke out Justin Roberts with his own tie for good old time's sake. That would be mega lols. Missile drop kick. Kip up. I know what those feel like, says William Regal. He hasn't spoke to the man in the mask. Sucks. Sammy has got go-away heat as far as real life goes. He's the biggest winner, going from an unknown indie wrestler to Tay Mello. Congrats to him, said NH. Danielson on the outside. Sting, WCW, The Crow says, Brandon, shout out to you. Wow, just got walloped with a chair there, Danielson. Danielson down. We got 18 minutes left of the show. This is best out of 3 falls match. What? Oh, so he got DQ'd for that. Oh, okay. He's been DQ'd. So it's 1-0, Danielson. So Sammy has sacrificed the first fall with that chair shot. He's been disqualified. Boos for Sammy. Sami Zayn will be the next WWE champion. I've heard of dropping the mic, but this is getting too much, said Jonathan. Coog, hello, said the advantage that AEW has is that they work with multiple promotions in Mexico, Japan, and the UK. Stanford just lives in a bubble, just like Top Rank under Bob Arum and DKP under Don King in the 90s. He's doing some angels in the ring there, Sammy. Is Daniel about to be counted out? Will that give Sammy will that make it 1-1? We've seen some underhanded things from Sammy. Let's get rid of this poll. Might as well get rid of the poll. Don't think it's going to really move too much. 73, 27, 26. Basically, looking at like 70, 30, really. In regards to will MJF win the championship at Full Gear, it seems like vast majority think that he will. I don't know if this is picture-in-picture or what's happening. Why is Daniel not being counted out? Surely that's a fall for Sammy, yeah? Danielson is busted open. Sammy gets the blood, licks it. Sammy, will he ever go to WWE, said Bilal. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Hard to say if he'll stay with AEW throughout his full career. I'd probably say not. Got to think at some point something will happen and he'll end up leaving. AEW viewership will be affected by that insane car chase. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen, said Exposing. The Coug said Reigns needs to go ahead and fight Tyson Fury, get knocked out, and retire. Who? Tyson Fury? Superman punch. Boom! AEW storyline. So Danielson is still on the outside. He's been given all the time in the world to get back in. Back was doing a thing. What first wrestling match made you fall in love with the sport? For me, it was the first event I saw. Survivor Series 92 had some incredible matches. The one that sticks in my mind the most was Big Boss Man against Nails. A police officer against a prisoner, and you just go, what's this? When you're a kid, you're like, what's this? Sammy with his arms outstretched. Yeah, man, picture-in-picture sucks. That was so long. that was such a long time of nothingness. Will AEW become WCW or TNA? Because Cody and CM Punk leaving has hurt it bad. But we do still have Danielson and Jericho. Don't know. I mean, I think they're quite confident that they're going to get re-signed and everything. There seems to be optimism. Dude stole 3 cars. Did a home invasion, was chased by cops 2 hours. They shot at him and he still survived. It was insane.
Tyson needs a slap nut for his commentary. It was bad. What, Mike Tyson? Forearm strike by Danielson. Stumbles back in the corner. Knee strike by Sammy. Sammy grabs Danielson up on his shoulders. Parades around with him. Oof. Plants him down with a knee strike. 1, 2, 3. So Sammy gets the second fall, but how long was Danielson on the outside of the ring for? Do you know? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Danielson busted open. King's World, shout out to you. Alexis said, this is unsafe. Right, 1 fall each. 13 minutes to go. I don't like this, said Alexis. Danielson going back to the corner. Sammy coming over, charging into the midsection. Kick coming in by Sammy. You can slap Mike Tyson if you want to, but I'm going to pass on that, says Kevin. Did you know Daniel Bryan once wrestled Kamala? I feel like I did. I feel like... I'm going to say no, but I know that Kamala did wrestle someone on the indie scene. It might have been Ring of Honor, actually. I know he wrestled someone, like, really surprising. I couldn't recall if it was Danielson or AJ Styles or someone like that. But I remember when Kamala passed away, I looked into, like, who he'd competed against. And there is a really surprising name. So I'm guessing it's that. I'm guessing it is Danielson. That's a great fact, though, Wrestle with Andy. That is a great fact. I think it will be that match that made Danielson what he is. I think even Danielson will tell him that he learned everything he knows from Kamala. That's someone that I wish was still around. I love Kamala. I thought he was so good. He was one of my favorites when I was young. The idea that there was this tribe that's not been touched by civilization. And as a result, he's kind of unpredictable. So interesting. I don't think you would be able to do it now. For me, when I was younger, it was never about race or anything like that. It's never about that. It's a shame that character seems to have become about that now. I loved it. As a kid, I loved it. I loved Kamala. I don't think he's been completely cancelled because Mattel have still made a few Kamala figures fairly recently. So I don't think he's been completely cancelled, but they had to cancel the Chief J Strongbow figure. They had plans for a Chief J Strongbow figure. They had to cancel that because of the fact he had the headdress and it was like cultural appropriation. Is it a problem? I don't know. Is that controversial? Is it a problem to release a figure of Chief J Strongbow and he had a headdress? We just can't have nice things. Sammy. Oh! So Sammy launched himself off the middle rope into Danielson. I liked Tatanka as a kid. Yeah, Tatanka was cool. Tatanka was cool. He was undefeated for ages, wasn't he? He had a good little undefeated streak. It's just a shame that nothing really came of that undefeated streak. He just could never break out of the mid-card. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, he was cool. Right, we've got Sammy on the outside. Danielson on the edge of the ring, runs over. Knee to the side of the head. Sammy goes down. Sammy. Jeremy said, Oldest would be a huge get. Tatanka was awesome. Yeah. Chops coming in, kicks coming in. Big chop there. Danielson's chest is bright red, you know. Forearm strike by Sammy, chop by Sammy, and again, it's really laying it in. Sammy running back. Tony announced that Sting and Darby will take on Jay Lethal and Double J at Full Gear. Not cultural appropriation. Native American can sell a headdress to public as long as they change colors and details. Native American can sell a headdress to the public. Well, that's their culture, though, isn't it? Native Americans should be able to sell headdresses. Oh, you mean like to the public, and then the public would be able to wear them? Yeah, I don't get how it works, to be honest. I don't really get how it works. My understanding is that is why they didn't release the Jay Strongbow figure. Was because of that. Knees coming in by Sammy. Problem with Oldest is that he doesn't work well with others, says Coog97. Hawkins said, I put on SummerSlam 92. Thanks for the idea. I'm not that interested in AEW. Haven't done a watch along for it. Yeah, we've done a watch along for SummerSlam 92. Sammy is down. Danielson to Ty just pulled the ref out the ring. So that's a DQ, yeah? That's a DQ. Danielson wins. Tatanka was one of the Miz's first matches. Oh, that's fun. I didn't know that. That's fun. Headdresses are worn by chiefs in whatever tribe, says Sonny. What do you think of the age gap in WWE and their lack of young established stars? I have no idea. I'd have to have a look, see how old everyone is. I mean, I feel like Austin Theory's young. I feel like Rhea Ripley's young. How old's Bianca? I don't know if Bianca's that old, is she? I can't say that strikes me as a problem. Doesn't strike me as an issue. Suplex, Sammy upside down. 8 matches so far announced for Full Gear. Do you see the garbage you had to work with in NWA? Having attitude isn't a reason, said Jeremy. Corey said, what's your favorite Survivor Series? Mine is the Attitude Ruthless era ones. 2014. We spoke about it the other day. Love that 2014 one. Nice drop kick by Danielson. Danielson going to the outsides. Bandido and Roosh are in the world title tournament. Brian Cage and Dante Martin are in the world title tournament. Nyla Rose, the self-proclaimed TBS Championship Open Challenge. Jungle Boy, Christian Cage, and Luchasaurus come face to face. All of this on Rampage. Lee Johnson takes on Orange Cassidy for the All Atlantic Championship. Oh, it's all happening, guys. It's all happening. Sammy up top comes crashing down onto Bryan Danielson. Does WWE feel different from the early 2010s? I was young, so I don't remember much. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it feels different. I think there was more. Well, it's hard to say. I was going to say there was more energy around in the 2010s than there is now. But I think since Triple H took over, I feel like people are a bit more invigorated again. And I think there's just an excitement. I feel like you go in with a lot of optimism into the shows now, more than you did when Vince was booking. So, I don't know. This is such a weird time. But just kind of comparing 2010 to, say, 2022, which is just one of the weirdest years. We've had a few weird years. I would say, yeah, I mean, Cena was in full strength But I mean, obviously Roman is in full strength right now. But it kind of felt like there was more people watching. The ratings were obviously better. Was the roster stronger? It was a good roster. We're talking what, 2010, around that time's like what, WrestleMania 26 sort of time. Kind of looking at the Undertaker Triple H story at WrestleMania. Undertaker Shawn for 26, 27 Undertaker Triple H, of course. So we've all got that story playing out. We've got Cena as well. I don't know. Felt like there was more energy. Felt like there was some bigger stars. Felt like there was more enthusiasm. But there's a big caveat. I would say that's probably not as true now that Triple H has taken over. Blood coming down the face of Danielson. Lion Tamer by Sammy. Sammy. Dave says on the board the big surprise was a ratings play. I think it was the Saraya thing. I feel like that her saying she's 100% caught me by surprise. I expected her to say she was cleared for the match. I didn't expect her to say she's 100%. He's got Sammy up on his shoulders. Danielson against the ropes. Knee strike by Danielson. Sammy goes down. R-Truth should have been dub champ in the early 2010s, said Leon. Jilly said, I'm not convinced Triple H is a good booker. Look at how he's booking Damage Control and Bailey. Monday was a big botch. That is true. Oh, but I think we can agree that the weekly shows have improved. I think they're better. Here's Sammy. Sammy up top. He comes down. Danielson gets his knees up. Crucifix. Elbows to the side of the head here by Danielson. Wailing away. Bang, 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 bang. Danielson with a crossface. I wish this wasn't 2 out of 3 falls. I wish there hadn't been some stupid referee decisions. I wish that it was a pay-per-view match. Because these two are having a banger despite AEW trying to do as much as they can to ensure that it's not. Pulling back on the arm of Sammy. Crossface applied. Referee calls it, and it's done. Time running out. And they got there. They wrapped it up. What wrestler under 30 that's not established enough now will be a future star one day? Who's established? Who's not established? I mean, you could name several people from NXT. But would they be established? Do you class them as established? Do you class Carmelo Hayes as established? Look at Danielson, man. His eye is ballooned out. Blood coming down his face. Danielson climbing up in the corner. Brilliant stuff in that match, you know. There was some brilliant stuff in that match. There's been some really good stuff on this Dynamite. I actually think this has been not a bad Dynamite at all. I love the MJF segment. Love the Saraya Britt segment. Some of the action in that main event was fire. Jamie Hayter against Skye Blue was fine. That was fine. Always good to see FTR. Always good to see the Acclaimed. There's some good stuff. How do you score AEW Dynamite? How do you score it? How do you score it? 8 to 10. 7 to 7.5. 6 to 6.75. Or 5.75 or below. below. First two falls were not great, but that last fall was awesome. Yeah. The only downer on that last fall was Ty Conti getting involved and that not being a DQ, and instead she was just chucked from ringside. I mean, I suppose you can make the argument it's a ref's discretion, and he wants to ensure that the right person wins for the right reasons, but she did just prevent Danielson from winning. And the end result is that she gets... It's as if Sammy Guevara gets, like, one free pass. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, no one interfered for Danielson's behalf, but she interfered for him. He would have lost, but the result is she just gets kicked away from ringside. So it's like he's got a get out of free jail card at ringside, which is just a bit rubbish, isn't it? Kind of feels like if someone interferes on your behalf, you should be disqualified, and we see that happen all the time. Referee didn't want to do that, and I can go with it being a ref discretion thing, as I said. I can vibe with that. But I don't know, man. The count out thing, which wasn't a count out, should have been. The disqualification, which in my opinion should have been a disqualification, but it wasn't. I agree. First two falls were not all that. The tie bit, I wish we hadn't have got. But goddamn, they did put on an awesome match. There was a banger in there, which isn't a surprise because Danielson and Sammy Guevara are two excellent wrestlers. Excellent wrestlers. Give me that as a pay-per-view match, one-on-one. Don't want any outside interference. I don't want that. Just give me one-on-one. Those two giving me the best of what we got there in one match. That would be a match of the year contender then. No doubt. No doubt. Pay-per-view match. Sammy, Bryan Danielson, one-on-one. As long as there's no messing about in there, match of the year contender. Yeah. They just gave some good stuff, man. Good stuff. Bilal said 7. Me says 6. Chris says 8. Shakeem said 425. Heel Santa with a 6. Jeffrey with an 8.5. Jilly with a 7. Heel Santa with a 6. Me with a 6. Joel with an 8. Wavid Dorker giving it a 6.8. Serious Gaming with a 6.75. Heel Santa with a 6. Greg with an 8. Jonathan with a 9.3. Tony's Dark Nightmares with an 8. Orlando 77 with a 6.2. Meave with a 6. Bilal, shout out to you. James said Dynamite was really good. I'm giving it an 8. Legend Killer with a 7. Paul said, I hate AEW, but this is always a fun stream. Paul, shout out to you, my friend. Appreciate the kind words. I couldn't do it, fam. Still my fiance. Won't want to steal her. Steven 7.5. King's World, shout out to you, bud. Hope you're well. Steven with the 7.5. Let's try and get over 100 votes. Should be able to get there quite comfortably. I feel like the page thing is fairly big. If I genuinely didn't think it was, I would say, I would say, I wasn't expecting her to say she's 100%. And actually, she really needed to deliver something in that promo, and thankfully she did. Still not MJF, of course, but there was some passion in there. She fired some shots back. She said some stuff that actually made you go, yeah, cool. Rather than your name rhymes with, Britt rhymes with, and you go, Jesus. It's like playground rubbish, but this actually had a bit of passion in there, and it's like, yeah, okay, fair play. So I thought she did well. MJF was fire, and there was some good action. So, yeah. And it does seem like the Elite are going to be at Full Gear as well, so we kind of got a much better idea of what's happening with those guys. Right, we're at 111. Keep your votes coming in. Let's push for 120. Oh, let's go crazy. Let's go crazy. This channel has managed to do streams where we've had 50,000 votes. Let's see if we can get to 120 votes. Yeah! Big time. Let's go big time this Wednesday. Big time. We're only 6 away. Michael with an 8. Tony with an 8. Steve with a 5. Brian with a 7.77. And Broken says 8 because of no Roman. Skittles, shout out to you. Walker Nation, let's get our final thoughts in, said Wavid Dorker. Just Nick said Evil Uno was on TV, so it gets 10 out of 10 from me. I saw him, mate. I saw him. New mask. Is that a new mask on 10? I thought 10 had gone. I don't know why I thought 10 had gone, but I thought 10 had gone. And now 10's here, and he seems to have a new mask. Don't know. Saraya Britt was great, but I can't wait for their match at Full Gear. Lister Jericho said, did anything exciting happen? Well, I mean, Saraya said she's 100% clear. That was pretty exciting. I mean, it was solid. I'd say it was solid, not spectacular, right? I think for a weekly Dynamite, it was fine. That's my read of it. Right, we've done the 120. Yeah, we're 1 away from 125. 1 away. Still 1 away. 1 more to go. Still 1 more to go. There it is. Boom. Yeah. So, wow. 30. Wow. Wow. Hang on, I forgot that. Oh, I thought I had that. Wow. I need to get that noise. I did not have that one queued up. But 8 to 10 got 36%. Good score. 7 to 7, I'd probably be 7.25. Yeah, that feels fair. 36%, 8 to 10, 7 to 7.75, 32%, 6 to 6.75, 21%, 5.75 or below, 9%, and that concludes at AEW Stream. Chris said, are you happy about the UK announcement? Not really. Not really, because I think if you're coming to the UK, we deserve a little bit more of an announcement than Tony Schiavone on commentary going, well, we'll be in the UK in 2023. Do you know what I mean? Where's the fanfare? Where's the big, we've got massive breaking news. Do you know what I mean? Where's the graphic? Where's the, do you know what I mean? They've never been to the UK and it just gets chucked out there on commentary. Flip. Kind of makes us feel like an afterthought. That's how it makes me feel. Feels like we're not that important. Oh, we're coming to the UK in 2023. Oh, well, yeah, well, I'll have to see if I'm free. Might be washing my hair that night. Come on. Do you know what I mean? It's big news, yeah? Going international, UK, big market. First time they're ever coming. And it gets mentioned that way. Can do better than that, AEW. I wonder if Tony was maybe not meant to mention it or something. Perhaps I can only presume that that's clearly not the official announcement. And maybe Tony just in conversation chucked it out there, but it's not really the right time for it to be announced. So I'm wondering if it's that. I'm wondering if it's meant to be a secret and Tony just went a bit rogue. Because I can't believe that's how they announce it. I can't believe that's how they announce it. They would want to make a bigger deal than that, surely. Surely. The fact they're actually coming is great. And, I'm fairly confident they would sell out a good-sized arena. I reckon there's a good AEW fan base here. So I think that they would sell out. Would they sell out the O2? I mean, that's 20,000. But it is the first time they're coming here. And I think if you book it and promote it and put on a big card, I can't see why you couldn't sell out the O2 or at least do a very, very good number at the O2. So obviously no details. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I would have liked it to have been announced a bit more special. I just want to feel special. Yeah, I just want to feel special. That's what I want on a Wednesday night. And that one didn't quite reach that standard. So anyway, we're done. Appreciate the support, of course. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed AEW this week. And don't forget, we will be back on Friday with SmackDown. We're back this weekend with UFC. I think we've also got Mayweather against Deji as well. So there's plenty on the way. So appreciate the support, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.